You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome into the Up the Turnpike postgame show. What's going on? Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch, 7 straight, buddy. How you feeling?
Good. They keep doing the goddamn thing. Look, Luke has to be sitting on his gold throne, eating a handful of berries, saying like, "I fucking told you. I told you." Has to be. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I had to go. I came upstairs, went to the closet, tossed back on the Ilya Sorokin jersey again because our guy balled out. Another win for Ilya Sorokin. He was spectacular tonight. 933 save percentage and an Islanders 3-2 win. So we got a lot to get into with this game, man.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
So in the first period, no goals were scored for either side. Islanders ended up leading in shots 13-12. And Pelech took a penalty at the very end of the period at the 19-minute and 30-second mark. This was, to me, a period of two halves. Initially, it started out where it felt like the Lightning was getting a ton of pressure and Ilya Sorokin was making some big saves, and the ice was tilted going towards, the Islander side of play. Second half of that period, I thought they were playing really well and making a push, and obviously they end up with, more shots in the period. I'm kind of curious to see what the deeper analytics say after period one.
Yeah, so period one, you're right. Like you can see, well, maybe not exactly two halves, but it shows what you're saying, where you can see the Corsi 4 raise for the Lightning up to almost like +10 at one point, and then it craters towards the Islanders in the final, let's say, third of that period. So clearly the Islanders were doing something well at the end of that first period in terms of changing momentum of the game. Whatever adjustments they made, I would assume it's in the neutral zone, because that's where they've made a lot of their adjustments, and it has worked, specifically on the penalty kill. But we're talking free-flowing 5-on-5 here. But like total shot attempts 22-21 for the Lightning, and expected goals 1.22 to 0.094 again for the Lightning. So they had the better period. But you're right, Sorokin came up big, stopping 1.22 goals above expected, baby.
Yeah, it was a strong first period from him. I would say a strong game overall from Ilya Sorokin as well. So no score after one. The Islanders end up killing off the remainder of the Adam Pelech penalty that they had. The Tampa Bay Lightning would get on the board first here, Mitch. Jake Gensel with was this the seeing eye shot? Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, it looks like he gets the best out of Scott Perunovich there down low. Which it kind of opens him up to make that pass, and then
deflection.
He deflects it in. So it's that board battle, right? Not board battle, sorry, but that battle lost right here, and he gets double teamed. To be fair, does Scott Perunovich? So, but it's one goal, right? Goals are going to happen in hockey games for both sides. It's again, and we've said this before. It's how do you respond once that happens? How do you respond to going down? And I believe that the Islanders responded well, because just looking at the expected, or the Corsi in that game, it was about 50-50 even for both sides until that goal, and it cratered. It's cratered because the Islanders are the away team towards the Islanders, heavily in the Islanders' favor the rest of the game, until maybe the last 10 minutes of the third period, maybe. The rest of it, it was all Islanders, man, all of it.
Absolutely. PK remains strong as Matthew Barzal would take a high sticking penalty, and the Islanders would get called. I don't know why that was so hard for me to get out. Would get called for a too many men on the ice, too many G syllables in a row.
That's it.
So back-to-back PKs they're able to kill off. And then in the winding minutes of the second period, Adam Boquist, who was signed 15 minutes before the game, not really, but he signed yesterday, in the lineup today, and here he is tying up this game, goes to the front of the net and cleans up a mess for Matthew Barzal. What a wicked concept, Mitch.
Right? Just follows the play. He realizes it's only him and Matthew Barzal, and follows it up and puts it in. There wasn't anything hard about that. It's just realizing situational awareness. First, he comes up into the play, and then you got Pelech, Peugeot going off for the change. Well, I'm the only guy here. He's going in for the shot. I'm at least going to follow it in. And you get a goal. Like, just simple goddamn stuff. Again, we keep saying this every time we see something like it, but like, look at that, Pierre Engvall. Please look at that.
Yeah, Pierre Engvall, Noah Dobson from the blue line, sneaking in and following the play. All things would be good. So tying this thing up at 1, and I felt pretty good because even though they were down 1-0 for essentially, they were either tied or down a goal for almost 2/3 of this game, but it felt like they were playing so well. They had 17 shots in that period to Tampa Bay's 9. It felt good to get one and tie it up with some momentum going into the third period.
Yeah, and especially just based off of who we're playing. We're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning in their own barn, and we've got 6 wins in a row already. So we know that the test following that 6-game win streak is coming into form, right? We have Tampa tonight, we have Florida tomorrow, and then another bunch of really good teams coming up. It's how do we perform through these? Obviously, we don't expect to win them all. If we did, it would be amazing, but the expectation isn't to win them all. It's, again, how do we respond to when things go sour? Because they will. We're going to get losses. It's what happens when we do. That's going to be interesting to see. But you're right. Like, we're dominating the second period. So you're going into the third tied. Let's see how we can turn this around in our favor. And my God, we did it almost immediately.
Yeah, so they would get their first power play opportunity of the day in the third period. They don't score on the power play, but right as the power play expires, Kyle Palmieri, on his birthday no less, goals in back-to-back games here, gives the Islanders their first lead of the night.
And all comes from that board battle right there. I think it's Bo Horvat. Yeah, that's winning that board battle down low and opening for Sippy, who goes into the Gretzky office. And
what a play.
Absolutely. That board battle down there between the two Peugeot and not Peugeot. Who is it? 34? Who's 34 again? I forget that. Why is
Paranovich?
No,
or no, that could be Boquist.
That'd be Boquist.
Sorry, there's too many new people. I gotta learn these numbers.
Exactly.
I saw the 3. I'm like, oh, that must have been Kyle McLean, thinking 32. I'm like, wait,
no, it is. Isn't it Kyle McLean 34?
No, 32.
Right. You're right. Too many numbers. Anyways, that board battle 1 down low has been amazing, or was amazing, and created that goal, that opportunity for that goal. Because from there, Maxim Sipikov does an excellent job at distributing to Kyle Palmieri, who is able to fire that on net. And now we have the lead with only like 14 minutes to play, not even 13 and a bit to play. You're hoping to be able to shut this one down, and they almost friggin' do it.
They almost do. It was deflating when that goal goes in. So Nikita Kucherov would tie the game at 19-13. So with 47 seconds left, unfortunately, it goes off of JG Peugeot's leg and right in. He got some serious mustard on it too, and then it just was like the perfect deflection where it goes off of him and through Sorokin.
Yeah, and not even just through Sorokin, but through Romanov as well, right? Like, Peugeot tries to get something on it to just, stop it, but obviously deflects off the skate through Alex Romanov's legs and then through Ilya Sorokin. Just the luckiest of lucky goals.
Yeah, a little frustrating. Before we get to the overtime period, Mitch, a couple of things that we want to hit on. Both Adam Pelech and Matthew Barzal would get banged up blocking shots.
Can we stay healthy for like a goddamn second? Is that a possibility? That'd be great.
It would be nice. I'm taking a look while we're talking. I'm looking on Twitter to see if we're going to get any updates. Haven't gotten anything on that yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I wouldn't hold my breath. I know they play tomorrow, so you'd think there'd be some sort of urgency, but they're going to keep that as close as chest as possible.
Yep.
I'm not too. Yeah, whatever.
Understandable. So tied up at 2 going into overtime. Let's get into the overtime period, Mitch, because just 33 seconds in, Bo Horvat wins a faceoff, and they run a really nice designed play here.
Yeah.
And newcomer Tony DeAngelo, baby, overtime winner. Here we go.
Watch him come off the bench. Bo Horvat takes it all the way down. and they just ghost. Boom. Unbelievable. What a play by Patty for drawing that up.
Drew it up, executed perfectly. Tony DeAngelo nets it, and the Islanders win. Again, they win the faceoff. Nice play from Horvat to bring it back, and executed perfectly. They had no idea that DeAngelo was on the ice, and good on him for finishing.
Yeah, it was a great finish by Tony DeAngelo. Absolutely. They put him in a great position, and he executed. That's exactly what you want to see. When you are given the opportunity that you execute, and he absolutely did that. So good job by him for scoring that super important goal. That must have felt good for him, I'm sure, right? You're back in the NHL, and now you're scoring an overtime winner. That's pretty good. You got to love that. And I do. I still would rather he not be here, and I hold to that, because I see some, I want an apology. You're not going to get one. That's not happening. Nope. Not going to happen. Good job on the overtime goal. Can't wait for your contract to be over.
I'm glad that he's going to be here. I am glad that he's playing well in his opportunity and not a detriment. So that is exactly. We take that as a positive here. Let's do some game stats, Mitch. I want to do the box score numbers before we get to the chat, because I saw, I'm not going to name any names, but someone almost blew our defensive guessing game here. So don't look at the chat, Mitch.
Okay.
And then we'll do the chat after, because I'm sure it's popping. We got 93 people in here. So let's get it rocking. 36 shots on goal for the Islanders. The Lightning had 30. Face-off percentage, 51.8% for the Lightning to the Islanders, 48.2. I should pull this up. No team had a power play goal. Islanders went 0 for 1. Lightning went 0 for 3. Penalty minutes, 13-9. Islanders with more. Hits even at 25 apiece. Again, a ton of block shots for the Islanders. 20 to the Lightning's 13. Giveaways 14-10. Lightning with more, and takeaways were even.
I love to see those nearly single-digit giveaways. I absolutely love to see that. But Matt, we got a super chat that we have to get to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do the super chat. Pull it up.
So from Upstate Bernie, thank you for this, Bernie. If this doesn't show Noah, he means Dobson, he's expendable, I don't know what does. I don't use the decency doesn't play any. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't read ahead, so that was fantastic.
Well, good setup.
Very good setup. Look, I'll play devil's advocate to Noah Dobson, because I think me more so than you. I get on Noah Dobson a lot. I've been critical of him this year. It is a small sample size, so that is part of the equation here. But to Upstate Bernie's point, if the Islanders can use Noah Dobson as trade bait and acquire an elite level player, I'm not saying just trade him, but if you are acquiring an elite level talent, I am open to the idea.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to get like for like back in terms of star quality. Absolutely. 100%. If you're trading him, you're trading him for star quality. It's not about futures. You cannot get futures for Noah Dobson unless the future is like a guy who's ready to step into the NHL, who's absolutely torching whatever league he's in, and is going to be a game changer on an elite level in this league. Then maybe, but there are very few teams who have those players, and none of them are willing to give them up. It's just not happening.
No.
So, yeah,
we will see. But thanks again, Upstate Bernie, for the super chat. We'll get into the rest of the comments and questions once we finish up here in a second. For forwards, who is leading the time on ice?
Because Matthew Barzal missed some time, I'm worried that it's not going to be him. So I'm going to go with Bo Horvat, mainly because he's got that overtime, like 30 seconds or whatever it was.
It was Bo Horvat at 21:06, and I think that made the difference, because Brock Nelson was at 20 minutes and 15 seconds, so it would have been a lot closer.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that extra 30 seconds. He was out there for the full thing, right?
Yeah, because he took the opening faceoff. Yeah,
it was him. It was Pelech, and it was it Holmstrom out from the draw?
Yes, it was. And I made a mistake before. Walter corrected me. It wasn't Pelech who got banged up on the block shot. It was Scott Mayfield, because Pelech was clearly out there for overtime. So
another righty. My gosh.
Yeah. So just wanted to correct myself there, and we'll go. And like I said, we'll go through the rest of the chat in a little bit here. Least amount of ice time is very close. 1 second difference.
I mean, Mark Gatcomb, I assume.
No, so
Right.
he's the one who had 1 second more. It's Pierre Engvall 652, Gatcombe 653.
Okay, yeah. My God, Gatcombe had a fight. He got penalized as a fight for that, didn't he? He got the full
Yep.
5.
A
So
5 and 2 for boarding.
right. I don't know that, but whatever. Maybe if I see a different angle, maybe I can see it. But on the one angle I saw, debatable.
Did you see the behind angle?
I didn't. Okay, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I thought it was fair.
Okay,
I thought it was fair. I thought it was a boarding call.
But still, 7 penalty minutes and has just a second more. My God, he'd have so much more. That's not a good look for our boy Pierre.
No, not ideal. Obviously, has used the least by a pretty significant margin when you factor in the number of penalty minutes that Gatcombe, had to miss there. So defenseman, who leads the way? Hint: it's by a significant amount of time.
I assume it's going to be. We had how many penalties? 3. Yeah.
Yes, they killed off.
I'm going to say it's Adam Pelech does take the first one. I'm really talking myself in circles, trying to vamp. I'm going to say it's Pelech. I'm not going to overthink it.
It's Alexander Romanov.
Yeah.
At ready for this, Mitch?
Yeah.
31-41. He played half the game, over half the game, and he was great. Again, Alex Romanov is playing with some confidence. He's throwing the body around. Another, a big hit along the boards, had a big hit in front of the net towards the end of the game as well to stop a scoring chance. I love how he's been playing the last few weeks since coming back from injury.
Yeah. Oh, we got an update. Apparently, there's a few comments here saying Roy said Skarek is starting tomorrow. Right. Same thing here from Mr. Diehard.
I like Allen's here at the bottom. Skarek versus Knight, bet the over.
Yeah. Oh, that's his first NHL game, is it? Yeah, it's his first NHL start. And yeah, I get it, Walter. I agree. You can't burn out Sorokin. It's just, I hope to God that we see that Skarek from January. What is it, 2022? I think it was, where he was out of his mind.
Yeah, lights out.
Hopefully that's the one we're getting.
Hopefully. All right, let's get.
No, this is the wrong one. Where was it? Incoming. Skarek, shout out to
please, that would be epic. Sign me up for that, dude. At
Okay.
least.
Oh, it's tough now with all the new defensemen. I'm gonna say it's Perunovich.
No, Mayfield at 10:03.
Oh, right, because he got hurt.
Yeah, and I'm gonna check one more time to see if there was any update on either Mayfield or Barzal. Not yet. No.
Yeah, Eve, we don't know. We don't know if he's okay. Hopefully so. Ideally, he's okay. But yeah.
So Stefan Rosner tweeted out no updates on Mayfield or Barzal.
Yeah, they're gonna try to keep that as close to the chest as possible for as long as possible.
So Isaiah George goes down to Bridgeport, scores a goal, comes right back to get on a flight back down to Florida.
Yeah, probably, right? Scores on his first shift, right? Jeremy's saying Isaiah scored on his first shift in B-Port. He'll be a decent second pairing lefty in a few years. Yeah, love to see that development from the kid.
Would be epic. So as for Ilya Sorokin, 2 goals allowed, a .933 save percentage, and another excellent performance from the very good goaltender Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. More of that. And we've gotten it for the last, 8 games now from Sorokin, even before the win streak. He's playing well, just maybe the wins weren't there. And now they're coming.
Love it. All right, so let's get into the chat. We have another super chat. Craig is saying, winning with TD, a good player on our team. Sorry.
I don't know why you're sorry. Are you sorry about? Is that a Canadian? Are you Canadian like me, just saying sorry for being sorry? Because I get it. Because I do the same. And we are winning with TD. A good player? Yeah. I don't think. I know I questioned how good of a player he is. And I still am not sure that I'm convinced he's a good player. I know I saw Craig like no one else could score that goal in overtime. I think you're being bold with that statement. I think there's a lot of players on this team who could have scored that goal, but they didn't, right? Clearly, because Tony D is the one who did. He's the one on the ice in that situation.
He's probably the only defenseman who could score that.
Yeah. Well, Probably. I don't know how. I haven't seen much about the other two guys, right? About Adam Boquist or Scott Purdy.
Although Boquist scored a pretty nice one earlier, so
nice.
maybe add him to the list too.
Yeah, right. But we are winning, so we're winning. Good. I'm glad we're winning while he's here, but I cannot wait till he's no longer here. I will hold on to that. There's nothing you could ever say that's going to change that. Sorry. Now I'm doing it. My God.
All right, let's run through some more of these. We appreciate you. We got over 100 hanging with you. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do this after every game.
Yeah,
we have videos going up during the day as well.
Yeah, some of these were coming in during the game still. So Alan was like, blowing late leads reminds me of the Capuano days. I don't know if you need to look that far.
Yeah, even early. Lane Lambert, even earlier this season, it was a problem. The tying goal was unfortunate. I'm not going to kill him too much on it because it was a deflected goal on an elite level goal scorer. So frustrating that it went in, sure. But again, I'm not going to crush him on it.
No, exactly. Did he? Holy Tony D! Did he like threaten to go back to Siberia or something? I'm sure it wasn't said explicitly, and I know you're joking, obviously, but I'm sure at some point Tony D is also thinking like, if I don't perform, then I've not worn out my welcome. But if Russia is no longer an option, then what is after this? So that certainly is playing a factor, and it's not playing a factor to his detriment or ours, which is obviously a good thing.
Yes.
Where are we at here? I believe in this score, says Michael. He's all in.
He's all the way back in. The New York Islanders, they're going on a run, baby. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is it? So UFA signing, a trade, and a waiver pickup. Any other way to pick up a D-man?
Yeah, how about Thomas Hickey coming out of the booth? Just toss him a pair of skates and some shoulder pads. Get him out there.
It feels like that Mario Lemieux game where he scored in every single situation, right? 5-on-5, power play, penalty kill, shorthanded, or penalty kill was shorthanded, and I think empty net. He scored in every way you can possibly do in a single game. We seem to be picking up goalie or defensemen in every single way possible in one season.
It seems that way.
Yeah. Again, same thing from 2 games ago. This feels like we are on a rerun of a show every year. We're just every year we go into the cycle where we pick up a bunch of wins in a row. Hopefully this year we end it in the playoffs and deep in the playoffs.
I was just going to say it's the second part of that, because last year and the year before they had to really fight to get there. It took to essentially the final day to get in. And they unfortunately exited in 6 games in year 1 to Carolina, and then last year in 5 games to Carolina. I don't know if this team is capable of going very far in the playoffs or capable of getting there. Right now, they're playing really good hockey. I'm going to stand by my stance that I think they should, trade off expiring UFAs. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm enjoying this team playing well, because for the first 39 games of the year, they played like dog shit, and then they're playing much better recently. So we'll take it.
We absolutely love to see it. Joe's like, after the JT Miller trade, can you now chill on Pettersson from Vancouver?
No, I'm going to ramp it up even more now, actually.
And yeah, I think this is kind of like tongue in cheek for the two of them. Like, I think we can all agree that Pettersson's probably not going anywhere after the trades they've made, both sending Miller away and bringing in the other Pettersson.
Yeah.
What Pettersson? They've got 3 now. I think you're going to have to be clear.
I might have to change that.
Yeah. We got another super chat here. Why can't they bring it up if I just click on it? I have to go find it in the actual chat here. Ridiculous. Come on now, Google.
Here you go.
Yeah, thank you. Never saw the option to donate. Lol. Keep it up, guys. Congrats on surpassing 1,000. Thank you. Look forward to this after every game. Wow. Maybe not those late games where they're starting at like 10 o'clock Eastern time. Those probably not going to be here for that.
No, but morning after, we usually will post a video on it. So we got you covered. Appreciate the donations, guys. Really means a lot. This is only the beginning of the channel. We've only really began pushing it out over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And we just went over 1,000. So we really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Exactly. Look at blowing, kind of what we said, blowing late leads. Man, that's what happened with Wade. Days where we would have 165. I remember those. They were not fun.
No, the 2017-18 Islanders were one of the more frustrating teams that I've ever seen because offensively, that was probably like they got the most output. Like Tavares was a point per game guy. You also had Barzal as a point per game guy. Josh Bailey had like 70 plus points. Everyone was scoring at career paces except for, ironically, Brock Nelson, who had like his worst year of his career. And then under Barry Trotz became the player that he is now.
Exploded. This is all my fault, so you're welcome, everyone. According to State of Survival, we're winning because of me. I'll own it.
We'll take it. Thanks.
We'll take it. It's to say like I wanted the retool, and so lose like the fuck you will. That's not happening, man. You're going to lose, or you're going to win by losing. Take it.
Whoops.
Unbelievable. Okay, where else do we got here to keep it within like the 30-minute mark? Because it is 10:22 at night. There you go. Stanley Cup, 16 wins needed. Let's go.
So just rattle off six. Are we saying rattle off 16 straight, or are we saying just get to the playoffs and then win 16 more games, however you can?
I believe that's it. We've already won 8, so we would be halfway there, and we're winning in a row. Incredible.
Oh, this is okay. This is pretty cool. I got to pull this up. Hang on. I gotta share the link over here so I could share it on the screen. So we know this is Adam Boquist's first game as a New York Islander, right?
Yeah.
He was wearing old Anthony Beauvillier gloves.
That's why are those still stuck around?
I don't know, but I guess him and Bo are the same size gloves, and he just popped them on, be like, "Here, we got these for you." It says Beauvillier on them, but we'll get you custom ones. Don't worry.
That's insane. I love that they're just. He hasn't been here for what 3 years now. He left in the Bohemian
in 22-23.
That's wild that they're still hanging around. And like, how do they get to the point where they're like, what about these ones? Right?
Well, they must just have like a bucket of old gloves that probably were never worn, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, what size are you? All right, 14-inch. Here you go, or whatever it is.
Yeah, because like these guys go through a lot of gloves. I never realized how often they go through them until there was a video done by the team, I think it was, talking about the players' habits when it comes to gloves. And it was like Johnny Boychuk goes through a fresh pair. I don't know if it's like fresh out of the pack pair, but he would have a fresh pair for at least every period or every shift, I think it was.
I think it was every period because that sounds familiar, but that's quite often. Maybe he would rotate his pairs because I feel like it's not like out of the box. What'd you say? Sorry.
I think like they put them on the heaters to dry them up, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got multiple pairs. Each player has multiple pairs of gloves. But the thing that I didn't realize is how often they retape their sticks.
Yeah, every time,
every time, man. Just got to cut it off and retape it.
That's right. Chad always looking out for us. Love it. Over 115 on the views. Friggin' love it. Love that from him. Love that from all of you guys getting your peepers on these things. Poker John, love Tony D before he even started playing us because he's Italian.
Okay, there you go.
Love it.
Him and Palmieri, my two favorite guys.
That's great. I'm glad you can like him for that. Man, sometimes you just got to find some stuff. Gary's missing the Bailey song.
Great song. A fantastic song.
Are you like me and every time you hear it, even if it's not on an Islander game, you're singing it?
Yeah, in my head, yeah. Anytime you hear that actual song, sure.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Every time. Doesn't even matter. Okay, so here we go. Dobson and Nelson will be traded for sure. If we get the right offensive players for them and a first round pick, we are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Wow.
Mercy. Okay. I really love this optimism. And I think, and I've been saying this for a while when they've been playing well over their last like 11 games now or so.
Yeah.
I think your best case scenario is that you make trades that are necessary in season as your retool and then immediately get better. That's what we want, right? We want the Islanders to shake things up a little bit and then get better. We're not saying, shake it up and suck forever and rebuild it. It's a retool. And if you're retooling on the fly in season at a trade deadline, that's even better.
Absolutely. From Michelle here, a fellow Michelle, reading a fellow Michelle's email message. Do you think we're going to pull a Rangers and suck next year? I mean, it's entirely possible, is it not?
Anything is possible. The NHL is a weird sport. Teams who are supposed to be good on paper sometimes aren't. Teams that are unexpected to be good, looking at the Washington Capitals, are freaking awesome. So
exactly. You never know. And then I think we signed off on this one because this one I think is a great way to end the night in a really positive way. I've been saying it. 2019 Blues run. Get ready to learn Maxine Nightingale, buddy. Why not us, baby? Why not?
Play Maxine. I love it. Play Maxine.
Let's go. Thank you, Left Lock, for that. And thank you all for joining us on this Saturday evening. I'm surprised you had nothing better to do on Saturday like us than to do this. And I'm glad you're all here for it. All of you, every single one of you.
We love it. Thank you, guys. We'll be back tomorrow as the New York Islanders take on the Florida Panthers in a back-to-back situation. Jacob Skarik's first career start. We'll have the coverage for you after that game. Guys, we appreciate it. I'm Matt. He's Mitch. We will catch you next time.